President, please be seated. The chamber is now back in session. As the chamber informs the parties this morning, we will hear the testimony of the witness TCW 604 this afternoon. Dutch Perry is the witness TCW 604 is present. Does he have any relation with any party to the proceeding? Dutch Perry, Mr. President, the witness TCW 604 is present in the waiting room, awaiting to be called by the chamber. The witness has already taken an oath this morning. This witness has confirmed that to his knowledge he has no relation by law or by blood to any of the accused or civil parties who have been recognized by the chamber. Thank you. Court officer, can you invite the witness TCW 604 into the courtroom? Counsel, you may proceed. Good afternoon, Mr. President. Lead co-lawyers will delegate the task of questioning to counsel D. Zina and Elizabeth. Thank you, says the President.
Phượng này ông miền phượng chăm ông vậy ông đó. Vì ông miền khơi phượng này chăm ông vậy và toàn khơi phượng công an vậy. Thì ông đó.
Good afternoon, Mr. Witness. What is your name? Good afternoon. My name is Sao Sarun. Thank you. Mr. Sao Sarun, besides this name, have you used any other names or alias? Mr. Sauceron, please answer my question. Beside the name Sauceron, do you use any other name or alias? Response. No, I only have one name. Thank you. During the revolution period, during the 1970s up to 1979, did you have any revolutionary name? Response. No, I did not have any other name. Question. Besides Sao Sarun, you don't have any other name, is that correct? Please do not answer too quickly. You need to wait till you see the red light on the microphone. Otherwise, your response does not go through the system for interpretation purpose. In this courtroom, we use 3 languages, i.e. Khmer, English, and French. Mr. Sao Sarun, how old are you? Response. My real age is 80 years old. Question. Do you know your date of birth? Can you tell the chamber? When were you born? Response. I do not know the date of birth. Question. Where is your current address? Response. Currently, I live in Thnol Kaing village, Paau sub-district, Tropang Prasad district, Udor Mien Chai province. Thank you. Mr. Sao Sarun, you may sit straight, even if you are a bit far from the microphone, that your voice can go through the microphone clearly. You don't have to bend yourself closer to the microphone. Question. What is your current occupation? Response. I am a farmer. Please respond again. I am a farmer. Question. What is the name of your father? My father's name is Nu. What is the surname of your father? What is the full name of your father, including his surname? Response. Sao Nu. Question. What is your mother's name? Her name is Prong. And what is her surname? Response. The surname is Prain. What is the name of your wife? Please respond to the question. What is your wife's name? Is her name Mood? And what is the surname of your wife's name? Is your wife's name is Nu Mood? Nu Mood is her name. Question: how many children do you have, Mr. Sazarun? Response: altogether I have 10 children. Question: how many sons and how many daughters? Response: 5 sons and 5 daughters. Thank you. Mr. Sazarun, as reported by the greffier, to your best knowledge, you do not have any relation by blood or by law to any parties of the proceeding or to the civil party or any of the accused. Is that correct? Response: yes, I do not have any relationship with any of them. Question: also, the greffier reported that you already took an oath before you coming to testify here in this courtroom. Is that correct? Response: yes. You are hereby informed of your rights and obligations as a witness before this court. Mr. Sazarun, as a witness to this proceeding, you can decide not to respond to any question put to you, or not to respond because you think of the self-incrimination, which means that if you think your response or declaration will subject you to prosecution. Also, as a witness, you have the duty to provide your testimony to the proceeding by responding to the questions put to you by the parties or by the bench, except in the cases where your response or comment would incriminate you. As I stated earlier regarding self-incrimination, and as a witness you have to tell the truth that you see, experience, or remember, or that you observed personally during the events related to the questions put to you by any of the parties or the bench. Do you understand your right and responsibility? Response: yes, I do. Before the chamber hands over the floor to the prosecution to question this witness, we would like to remind the parties that as the witness is elder and he has problem with hearing and with his eyes, so the eyesight is poor, it is recommended and it's better for the party to put short questions, short and precise, to this particular witness and make it easier for him to understand. The floor is now given to the prosecution to put question to this witness. You may proceed. Prosecution. Thank you, Mr. President. Good afternoon, Mr. Sarun. I will ask you some questions regarding your family background. As you just stated, you have 10 children. And I'd like to clarify on this point. In your response to the investigators from the Office of the Investigating Judges, in your 4 written record of interview, that is, in particular in document D125/167, you told the investigator that you have 6 children. So, which one is correct? Response. I say I have 10 children. In fact, I have 10, but 4 died. So I only have 6. Thank you. Also, your wife's name, Numut, as you stated, does she have any other name? Response. Yes. What is her other name? John is her other name. Thank you. Question. Can you also inform the bench of how many siblings you have? Response. In total, I have 10 siblings. Some died and some are living. Question. Can you tell us how many brothers and sisters you have? Response. I have 4 brothers and 6 sisters. Thank you. Question. Recently, the Witness and Expert Support Section has reviewed your status and that you use your name as Nu Sarun. Is that your other name? Response. Nu is my father's name, and actually my grandfather's name is Sao. Question. Can you tell the bench since when you started using your name as Nu Sarun? Response. I use that name in around 1974 or 75. Question. During the period of Democratic Cambodia, did you use any other name? For instance, Bai? Response. I only used one name, that is Sao Sarun. Question. Can you tell us whether you use any other name like Bai? Response. No, I did not. questioned, were you aware that in Sector 105 any other individual by the name of Bai or Sarun? Response, only my name, which was Sao Sarun in that sector. Question. Before the control of the country by Democratic Cambodia, did you ever fill in your personal background or revolutionary background with any other name? Response, I did fill in the form. I have a document which is the revolutionary personal background of this witness Sao Sarun, and I have some questions regarding that background information, and I'd like to submit to have the document put before the chamber of document D 175/3.74 based on the internal rule, so that I can question this witness by using that document. The document number is D 175/3.55. The reason for our submission, Your Honor, is that previously the Office of the Co-Investigating Judges who interviewed this witness did not raise other names that he used in the interview until lately when the Visu submitted a report which states that this witness also used another name, which is Nu Sarun. And during our preparation time, the OCP viewed documents that two witnesses also confirmed that this person also used another name, is Bai. And later on, through the research on a Lab, we found a personal background of a cadre with the name of Bai, alias Sarun. That document is already part of the case file with that document ID number, that is the 175/3.55. In that revolutionary personal background, it shows the information, personal background of this person. And by reviewing these documents, the place of birth and the name of the wife and the number of the children is consistent with that of the record interviewed by the OCIG with this witness. Pursuant to Internal Rule 87.3, this document is relevant to this case and this witness. Yes, the document reveals information regarding the role of this witness in the movement of the CPK, as well as the fact that he served in the sector in Mundul Kiri province. This document also provides detailed information that the cadres of the CPK had to fill in their revolutionary information regarding the level of education, etc. And the information is similar to that of the information that the witness provided. For that reason, we request the submission of this document D175/3.55 before this chamber, and that we can use the documents to assist us as a base to question this witness.
The President, Counsel for Mr. Ieng Sari, you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Your Honors, good afternoon to everyone in and around the courtroom. At this point in time, I don't know whether I have an objection to the document itself. However, it took approximately 10 minutes to give an explanation about this document when 10 minutes could have been used to pose questions to this particular witness, questions that may make this document irrelevant other than to just simply have it admitted for the purposes of admitting it. We have the witness. Let's get to the questions. And then if we need to show this document, if this was his biography, then perhaps there won't be any objections. But I don't see the purpose of having a 10 or 15-minute explanation on a document without posing any questions to the witness.
The President. The prosecution is likely to request that this document be put before the chamber so that upon the decision of the chamber, this document may be subjected to examination with the witness. About other defense teams, do you have any objection against this document? Because the prosecution has already mentioned that this document was not put before the chamber before, and this document has just been found, and now they are seeking that it be put before the chamber.
Thank you, Mr. President. As to whether this document should be allowed to be put before the chamber or not, we will take no position at this time. As to whether this document can be used in the questioning of this witness for impeachment purposes, I think our position is clear and always has been clear. It should clearly be allowed to be used for that purpose. It might be a relevant document, and the witness might be able to comment on this, and we might elicit some useful information on the basis of that document. So for the purpose of questioning this witness, this document should be allowed to be used. That's our position.
The President. Prosecutor, you may proceed.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. President and the other members of the Court. I just wanted to add to my colleagues' comments to make the record clear that after we discovered this document last week, we filed a Rule 87-4 motion on Thursday explaining the reasons for the discovery of this document. So the reason for the statement by my colleague is that we were at the point where we would like to ask questions, and my colleague simply wanted to set out our position so that we would have permission from the trial chamber to ask questions to the witness specifically from what we believe is his biography.
The President, having noted the request by the prosecution to put before the Chamber document D175/3.55 on the document entitled Czech Revolutionary Biography is founded based on Rule 87.3 and 87.4. And in addition, the prosecution has made it clear that it had submitted in writing this request last week. Since the subject of this document is relevant, so the Chamber grants leave for the prosecution to put this document before the Chamber to examine. But the Chamber wishes to make it clear that the purpose of putting this document before the Chamber is not to impeach upon the witness, because issue concerning impeachment of the witness has already been dealt with as indicated in the memorandum of the Chamber dated the 24th of May 2012. You may proceed, prosecution. Thank you, Mr. President. I would now like to put the question to the witness. President intervenes. Mr. Sausarun, can you see the light, the red light on the microphone?
On.
Response, no, I cannot see it. I cannot see it, Mr. President. The President, we have received information from the Wesu unit that he has poor eyesight, so we now would like to ask the court officer to ensure that the volume of his microphone is more sensitive. As for his eyesight, it is rather challenging now, and we will have to rely on the duty counsel to be vigilant whenever he needs to respond to the question. Please make sure that you alert him whenever the mic is on, so that he is ready to respond to the question. But again, your assistance to this witness is merely to ensure that the technical matter is ready for him to testify before the court. So I again ask that the duty counsel be alert at all times when he is about to answer the question. The prosecutor, you may continue now. National Prosecutor. Thank you, Mr. Sausarun. I have just informed the court that the Office of Co-Prosecutor have discovered a document entitled by Sausarun, which is identical to biography, your own biography, which is he was born in Koh Mayul village, Piamchinat commune, Koh Nyek, and it is he is married. He has.
តាមអ្វីដែលខ្ញុំបានលើកឡើងនេះតើលោកជឿថានេះជាប្រវត្តិរូបបរិបទរបស់លោកដែរទេ
បាទ
Do you believe that this is your biography? I actually had 10 children 5 boys and 5 girls. Question. So do you believe that the biography I just introduced to you a bit earlier on, that it is that of yours?
That.
Response. Yes, that is correct. It is mine.
Your.
Bai was not commonly used, and I was known to it either, because normally I have known myself as Sau Sarun. Question. Can you recall whether or not such biography was used during the democratic Cambodia period? Response. Yes, it was used, but Sau Sarun was used. As for Bait, it was never used back then. Question. I would like to ask you for clarification on the format for the biography. Can you tell the court whether or not this format was used during the democratic Cambodia period? The President, the National Defense Counsel for Ieng Sary, you may proceed. And witness, please hold on. We have to listen to the objection by the Defense Counsel, and the Chamber will rule on this objection as to whether or not you should respond to the question or not. National Counsel for Ieng Sary. Good afternoon, Mr. President. Good afternoon, Your Honors. I do not have objection, but I have one observation in order to ensure fairness for the witness. The prosecution is asking him about the biography, and since this witness has not been able to read, or he has poor eyesight, and he has never read the biography to him, and I think that it would be of benefit to the witness if he has been read his biography before he appears before the chamber, because he has not seen this report, and if the prosecution continue to ask such question to the witness, it will undermine the ability of the witness to ensure that this statement is correct and a good reflection of the biography. The President. Thank you. The observation of the Defense Counsel for Ieng Sary is correct, because the witness has a poor eyesight and he cannot read this biography. So there is no way in which the witness can confirm the biography. So the prosecutor is advised to reframe your question so that the witness can respond to the question, particularly the question concerning the document that the chamber has already agreed to put before us. And the question should be well prepared before putting question to this particular witness. National Prosecutor. Thank you, Mr. President, for the revolutionary biography I just raised to the witness. Consists of 15 pages, and the format of this biography is in the form of question and answer, and there is a blank for the person to write or fill in their own personal data and biography. And there are several sections. The first one is the personal data, and the second section is on family background, spouse background, and the next section is about the family details, children's parents, and the last section of this biography concerns close friends and acquaintances outside of the revolutionary Angkar. So the question I would like to put to Mr. Sausarun is whether or not this format of the personal biography is the uniform format used during the democratic Cambodia period.
But
Response: I do not understand this well enough. Thank you. Question. Looking at your personal biography on your personal data, question 15 of the document, D175/3.55, EON in Khmer 00230783. And before I go ahead asking the question to the witness, I would like to seek leave from Mr. President and your chamber to have this document displayed on the screens. The President, you may proceed. On question 15, after the question asked about revolutionary life, criticism, biography that were examined, the times of examination of the biography, and in that answer you said you have the revolutionary self-criticism and biography for 10 times, and you spend 3 to 4 days for the preparation and examination. Can you tell the court about the conduct of a revolutionary life criticism and examination of biography? Response: when we attended the meeting, we were asked to prepare our biography. Question: do you know who was in charge of examining the biography? Response: no, I did not know. I simply prepared my biography and submitted to them. That was it. Question: for how long was it in between one interval to another when you had to prepare your biography? Response: I cannot recall it. Question: do you remember submitting your biography to someone? Do you recall the person whom you submitted your biography? Response: we had to submit it to the chairman of the sector.
Dạ,
ត Which sector, and who was the chairman of the sector then? Response: it was Mundulgiri sector. What was the chairman of that sector? What was the name of that chairman?
Lang.
Response: Lang. Question: do you know where the biography of other comrades was stored? Response: no, I did not know where it was kept. Question: so now I move on to another topic. When you first joined the revolutionary, you said you was born in Koh Mayul, in Koh Nhek district. So in 1954, did you stay in that same place or you moved somewhere else?
But no.
Response: I remained in that village. Question: back then, did you know Kat and Bon? Response: no, I didn't. Question: do you remember who introduced you to the revolution back in 1954?
Lang.
Response: Lang. What position did Lang hold at that time? Response: I did not know. I did not know what role he undertook at that time. Next, I would like to ask for permission from the chamber to project the document, the same document, the 175/3.55. Mr. President, you may proceed. Khmer EON 00230781. Prosecution. On this document, on question 8 of the first section of this biography, it said you joined the revolution in 1954 at Koh Mayul, and Comrade Bon and Comrade Kate introduced you to the revolution. And on the same first section, question 10, it indicated that you joined the party on the 4th of March 1963 at Takok village. And Comrade Bon and Comrade Lang introduced you to the party. Is this the correct summary of that, to your recollection?
បាទត្រឹមត្រូវ
Response, that is correct.
បាទសូមអរគុណ
Question. How did you get to know Kite and Bond, and what were their positions in the party back then?
អត់ដឹងទេ
Response, I did not know. I did not know what position they held at that time.
នៅពេលដែលលោកចូល
Question. When you joined the party, were you introduced or trained with the party political line?
ទួចបានរៀនតិចតួចទេ
Response, we had minimal lesson about that.
បាទជាមួយគ្នានេះផងដែរខ្ញុំ
Would like to seek the permission from Your Honor, Mr. President, to again show the document D175/3.55 on screen. President, yes, you may do so. The AV unit, please project that document on screen.
បាទសូមអរគុណ
Prosecutor, thank you, Mr. President. In question number 14, the first section in that biography, the question asks whether you undertook any revolutionary training, and you said that you have gained the revolutionary knowledge from the schools for 10 times and from training courses for several times. Can you recall where the schools were, where you attended for 10 times? Response. It was in the village. It was not a proper schooling. It was just a form of a school in the forest. Can you recall that when you joined the education or training, how many days did it take for each training? Response, sometimes it took 3 days, sometimes it took 2 days. Question, can you recall what were the party and the revolutionary lines that you were taught? Response, I knew they were the revolutionary lines. That's all I knew. Question, what about the trainer? Can you recall the name of the trainer or trainers? Response, no, I cannot recall it. Question. For each session, how many trainees? Response. Sometimes there were 8, 9, or 10 trainees. Question. Can you recall that about your revolutionary biography? In what year did you make this one? Response. I cannot recall that. Question. Can you tell the chamber, was it before or after 1975? Response. I cannot tell the bench since I cannot recall it. Question. I'd like to ask you some questions regarding your role and duties in the revolution and the party in 1975. Also, when you joined the revolution in 1954, and then you joined the party in 1963. Can you tell the bench what was you assigned to do, or what was your responsibility at that time? Response. My role was to educate the people to understand about the revolution. Question. Can you recall what were you educating the people about? Response. I educated them about building the economy and to fight the American imperialists. Question. Can you tell the chamber regarding the building of economy that you educated to those people? How was it done or to be done? Response. By doing or engaging in rice farming, in growing plants, crops or corn, and to be self-sustained. Question. The knowledge that you share to those people, where did you learn it? I learned it through the instructions from the upper echelon. What I learned, I share with other people. Thank you. Can you tell us that in Mandalukiri province in the 1950s and the 1960s, what were the classes of people residing in that province and what were their occupation? Response. The people in Mandalukiri were of ethnic minority including Phnong, Charai, and Tumpun. They were mixed ethnic minorities group. Question. What were their jobs at the time? Response. They worked in a rice field and they grew crops. Question. Did you know about the objective of the revolution in Mandolkiri province? Response. I did not know what the objective of the revolution were at the time. Question. Let we return to the time that you joined the party in 1963 until the 17th April 1975. During this period, can you tell the chamber where did you live and what tasks were you assigned to do for the party? Response. After 1970, I worked as a soldier. Question. What was the name of your unit? As with the permission from Mr. President for the continuation of the projection of the existing document, I'd like to have it shown again on screen. And I will put a question to the witness in relation to question number 11 in that document. In that document, you received that you became the Deputy Secretary of PM Commune, responsible for village militia, and you were also responsible for the economic affairs of the commune. Do you stand by this statement that you made? Response. I cannot say because I cannot recall it. Question. As stated in that document, you became the Deputy Secretary in Boon, responsible for village militia and for the economic affairs of that commune. Can you recall that you held that position? Response. Yes. I recalled. Yes, I held that position. Question. In your role, when were you appointed to that position? What year was it? Response. I cannot recall the year. I forget it all. Question. What were the specific tasks that you were assigned to do in regards to the economic affairs of the commune? Can you tell the chamber? Response. The task was to do rice farming, to engage in crop plantation, etc. Thank you. What about your position as the village militia? When did you hold that position? And what were the tasks involved as a village militia? Let me repeat. When you were assigned as a village militia, what were your tasks? Response. In the position as a village militia was to defend the village and to prevent any stealing from the village. President, thank you, Mr. Vietnam. The time is now appropriate for a break. We shall take a 20-minute break and we shall resume at 3 p.m. Court officer go to assist the witness during the break, as well as to assist the duty counsel and have them back in the courtroom at 3 p.m. All rise, says the greffier.